my name is Angela, and today I'm going to show you how to cook kimchi braised pork ribs. So here are some ingredients you'll need. I have about 3-4 pounds of pork ribs, and this most important ingredient, the kimchi. Make sure you buy the old fermented kind, the super sour, called mugunji. Okay, and here are the veggies that'll go in it. Sweet potato, mushrooms, radish, some green onions, jalapeno, and onions. And we're gonna first start with making the broth. I have about 5 cups of water in here, and about 10 dried anchovies you can buy at a supermarket, a Korean supermarket or a Chinese supermarket. And I have a little bit of dried kelp. I'm gonna put it in the water, the lid. Gonna bring it to boil, and I'm gonna let it simmer. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. So the reason why the meat is in the water is because we want to get some blood out of the meat. Recommended time of the meat sitting in the water is about an hour, but I left it in the water for about half an hour, and that's good enough. That's been good enough from my experience. So that's the first step. Step number 2 is boiling the meat separately. I've drained the blood water and I've replaced it with fresh water, and have some water that's enough to cover up the ingredients. So I'm gonna put in about a handful of garlic, the white part from the green onions that I had cut earlier, a handful, and I'm gonna put a half an onion. And lastly, we're gonna put in some soju. You can buy at a Korean market for a few dollars. I'm gonna put in about 5 tablespoons. Soju helps getting rid of that meat smell that you have from pork. So I'm gonna cover it up, boil it high for 15 minutes. Now that I see my broth is boiling, I'm gonna turn the heat down and just let it simmer until I need to use it. So while I was waiting for my meat to be ready, I cut up all the vegetables here. 1 whole onion, some mushrooms, about 4, they were gigantuan, so 4 large mushrooms, 4 things of green onions, 2 jalapenos. We like our food spicy, so I'm putting in 2, but you can put either 1 or nothing. And half of radish and a whole thing of sweet potato that you saw earlier. I ran out of the room in my tray, so I put the rest of radish and sweet potato in here. I'm probably gonna only end up using this much of it because I want the base at the bottom of the pot. And I'm going to make the marinade. I empty the kimchi from the bag to a bowl like this, and the juice I saved in this bowl, in the larger bowl. And these are the 4 ingredients that are going to go into the marinade. Some red pepper flakes, sesame seed oil, minced garlic, and black pepper. I'm going to put about 5 spoonfuls of pepper flakes, and then I'm gonna put in 1 garlic, and going to put in 1 tablespoon sesame seed oil, and some black pepper. Not too much, just a little bit, and I'm gonna mix it all together. And this is my marinade. The broth had been boiling on simmer for about 20-25 minutes. So now it looks like this, a little dark in color. I'm gonna move it to a bowl. So get rid of the kelp and the anchovies. And now we have our broth. The meat is now also ready, so I'm gonna just move the pot to the sink and remove the meat from the pot. And I'm going to individually move each piece of meat to the marinade. Okay, so we're almost done. We're at our final step. So I'm gonna add the meat. It's been marinating. You notice it's still steam still coming out. It's still fresh and it's very hot. I'm gonna put it on top of the bed of radish and sweet potato. And now we're ready to add the vegetables. Cover everything up nicely with kimchi. Juice. And I'm going to add the broth. On top of everything, I'll add some green onions for color. I'm gonna put the lid on and start cooking at high heat. And once it starts boiling, I'm gonna cut it down to about level 3 or 4, and for I will say about an hour and 15 minutes. And we'll see what the end product will be. Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half and it is ready. Don't worry about overcooking as long as there's broth in it so nothing gets burnt. Pork is more tender when you cook it longer, so don't worry about overcooking it. If you think you're running out of broth, you can just simply add water and it'll solve the problem. Till next time, bye!